Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's the Westlands. We are back.
Woohoo!
Hello, Emma. You good?
I'm all right, mate. I'm all right. How are you?
I'm good. And we're about to do this. Oh my God, my headphones are on way too loud. That's just definitely
Killed by banjo.
Yeah, killed by banjo. Yeah. Right. I'm going to turn my headphones down. One sec.
Okay. See, but doesn't it look smarter? Anyone who's watching, he's in the studio today. He's supposed to be wherever he normally films it. It looks well. We're
Yeah.
like well profesh now. I'm still in the bedroom, but
Check me out. I got my blue tick on Instagram as well
have
today.
you?
It's just, just an influence. Just an influencer. And
Is that
got
what you are?
us influencers have to think about these things, like, in the background, and just is what it is. No cats here to attack me or anything.
God, you've said his name. He's around somewhere.
Okay, so today we've got a couple of things to talk about, but one of the main topics we want to talk about actually is vocal fatigue.
Yes.
We're gonna have a little chat about that. So we'd be interested to hear singers' opinions and band members' opinions also, because that could be quite interesting. Do you have a singer that moans about this too often, or do your band just not listen to you when you're trying to tell them that you're not feeling great? So yeah, vocal fatigue, and we want to speak about. But we also, before we do that, just a little bit of an update on what the Westlands have been up to. If you follow us on social media, you'll see we've been super busy lately.
Yes, we have.
Super duper busy, and we've got loads more to come, which is awesome. And we've got news we can't share yet, and lots of other stuff going on. There's tons going on behind the background we can't tell none of you about. Anyway,
So what a great conversation with.
we've got lots we can talk about though. So first of all, we did the Drunken Monkey Fest. I don't think we've done one of these since we did the Drunken Monkey
No,
Festival,
we haven't.
which was awesome, which was
Yes,
very
it was.
good.
Yeah.
Great stage, well organized.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Great photographs from that guy.
Amazing photographs.
I just want to.
I think the interesting thing about photographs is because obviously those of us standing at the front of the stage, so Steve, myself, Jordan, and Gaz, we know when there's a photographer floating around. But from the photos, it's fairly evident that old drummer boy Reese doesn't.
Yeah, we've all started getting the poses down now, and Reese is just like, don't lose count. Yeah, I'm just trying to find the guy's name who sent us the photos. Just give me 1 second, I'll be able to tell you. Because they were great, and I feel like we should probably give the guy a bit of a shout out on this video.
You scrolly, and I'll talk a bit about the setup of the festival.
Oh, GM Gig Photos.
Oh, they were brilliant.
Yes, I'll put a link in the description. Sorry, continue.
So it was quite interesting off the festival, wasn't it? Because had we played a gig the day before? Yes, we had. We had played, and we played the Giffords the day before because I pulled my back and I was still feeling really rough. Yes. So we played
2 gigs in a row. Yeah.
Yeah. So the day before, on the Friday, we played at the Gifford in Wolverhampton, and whilst walking up a flight of stairs with a couple of heavy things on my back, I really pulled a muscle in my back to the point where the boys had to kind of basically carry me up the stairs, and I was on the floor praying, trying to stretch my back. So I wasn't feeling brilliant. And you were just on the tail edge or mid chest infection. You were really poorly, weren't you?
I could barely speak. You've segued really nicely into that. Well done. The topic for today's show. But yeah, so we've done a lot of shows over the last few weeks, but we've not been very well for most of them, to be fair. And I'm only just starting to feel, I wasn't 100% for the last one we've just done.
I think that's something people perhaps don't understand, particularly if you're a band with 2 singers. If one of you's got a cold, within 3 or 4 days, the other one of you was just passing it back and forth.
This was a bit more than a cold, though, wasn't it? Yeah. Because we both seemed to have a chest infection of some sort that lingered for about a month. And during that month, we've probably had more gigs than we've ever had.
Yeah, it's been really tough.
Typically. But the one thing I think, with the Drunken Monkey one in particular, I think what you have to do when your voice is ruined, I mean, theoretically, you shouldn't sing. You should cancel the show because you can end up doing more damage. But how under pressure as a singer do you feel to not cancel a show?
Yeah, because it's not just you. I think if you're a solo artist, that's a different kettle of fish. But it's not just if I call you and say I cannot do it, there's you and three others who are then
Yeah,
out for the day. Nothing they
yeah,
can do.
yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah,
I think also the venues, the events organisers, there's a lot of pressure. Although they don't directly put it on you, you know, they've done a lot of work to get that event on. So you indirectly feel pressure, even though no one's necessarily applied it, to
yeah,
actually just turn up and do something. I think being an experienced singer though, you can like I had to lean into the gravel that was produced from me having such a sore. Well, it wasn't actually a sore throat. My throat was fine. It was the chest.
yeah.
It
And
was
I've done it in the past as well when I've known that I'm not going to be able to hit the high notes because I've just got nothing there. And then I think we've both done it where you change the melody that you're singing on the fly.
yeah, yeah.
I'll change the harmony on the fly because I think it's not worth pushing it to maybe hit that note.
Yeah. I think though, as an experience, someone who's done as many gigs as we have, I think you learn how to do that. You learn how to
Yeah,
adapt on the fly. If you're a new singer though, and you're not as you know, experienced on stage at just ad-libbing and changing things up here and there, and maybe your technical ability on stage isn't quite there yet. It's hard trying to think of some advice like to sort of say to people is I think one of the things I always do, and I did this at the Drunken Monkey, was I just told the crowd, look guys, we didn't want to let anybody down. We've come here today. We're going to put on as good a show as we can. We always give 100%, but please excuse the vocal. I am feeling rough as nails. And people could tell I was
yeah,
rough because they could hear it just from me trying to speak. As it turned out, it was a great gig.
yeah,
We got through it. You helped me out quite a bit in certain parts. I think we went and watched another example of this was when we saw Brave Rival the once when we played with them. And I
yeah,
think one of the singers was sick. And at the end, she acknowledged, she said, look, you know, she's really, really helped me out today, took over a lot of these other parts because I was
yeah,
really struggling. So it's easy if there's two of you, or
yeah.
easier if there's two of you. Not so much if you're both sick at the same time.
And we've
Um,
done that quite a few times. Quite a few times,
yeah,
we do communicate with each other, not just when we've got a gig. I think we talk. I think I definitely talk to you more than I talk to my family. We talk to each other every day, and if we've got a gig coming up, we'll definitely talk about okay on this bit and this song. I'm not going to be able to hit that bit, and so we cover for each other. There are
yeah,
times, and I know that your lower end, if you're going to struggle with that, I could just underpin it a little bit because
yes,
I can sing in quite a low register if I need to.
yeah. And again, I think, like you say, it if you've got someone on stage to help you, it really helps. But what is the correct answer? Someone else, let us know in the comments because should you do the gig?
I think we all know the reality of the answer is absolutely not. But I think until you're Taylor Swift, when you've got that money behind you, you can't pull out because the last thing. So we've got a lot of cat content right now. I think the last thing any up and coming band want, or a band who's trying to make a name for themselves, is to get a reputation for, oh, they pulled out of a gig. Oh, they
Yeah,
pulled out of another gig. Because the one day their female singer was poorly, and the next day their
yeah,
male singer was poorly. They pulled out of 2 gigs now. You don't want that kind of reputation.
yes,
It's in this early stages. It's hard, and it's probably not the best kind of for your voice is when you're
no,
feeling rubbish to try and push through
yeah,
it. But you think, well, this is a game I'm having to play here of how much can I push before I do any damage to how much can I push before I damage the reputation of the band as well.
yeah, yeah. No, it is. It's, and also by doing the show, you're also risking not being able to sing again for a really long time. Like I had to take the cat's trying to get into the show. I had to take a
Hello.
really long extended break from singing when I left the previous band years ago. And the reason I had to leave that band was purely because I just got no voice left. I mean, the
Yeah,
type of music that I was doing and the key that we were playing everything in wasn't, and this is something else we'll talk about in a sec because we're doing a lot of songwriting at the moment. Um, it just wasn't right for my voice and it was hurting. And I
yeah,
think the second your voice starts to hurt,
that's it. Game out.
it's
Yeah,
time to stop. And I had to take a really long period of time out um, because I just physically couldn't sing. Um, it's one of them where you have to make a judgment call. And at that point I did, and that band was riding high, but I knew like I needed to take an extended period of time out. If you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I knew that if I carried on doing what I was doing, there's a chance I might not carry on singing at all, because I knew I was going to blow my voice out, and that has actually affected my voice a lot now. So I don't go anywhere near as high as I used to. I need to try and turn off my notifications. I don't go anywhere near as high as I used to, because I do feel like I've done lasting damage. I can get there, but it's on occasion, and my voice has to be perfectly warmed up, and it's got to be the right conditions. My throat has got to be perfectly steamed, or what. It's got to be perfect, otherwise I can't do it. Whereas before, I do it with ease.
There's something we've both definitely noticed, having been a bit under the weather the last month or so, is the amount of venues who pump smoke onto the stage.
Oh God!
And it's the one thing I said going forwards. It's the only requirement I've got of any kind of lighting guy or sound guy, whoever is in control of it. I don't care how cool it looks on photos. Stop pumping dry ice onto the stage. It absolutely kills me. It kills my chest.
Yeah, no, it does, and I don't know whether there's something in that. I don't know whether I feel like if there's just a bit, it's fine, but if there's too much,
that comes in from the side of the stage, bang, straight in your face.
Yeah, it's just too much. Sometimes you take like a deep breath in,
and it's
being asthmatic as well. I'm pretty sure it doesn't affect you, but it just feels like you breathe in and you got like it makes my mouth really dry, as well, like extremely dry. Like I literally can't do anything when it happened, when it's it's there. I'm gonna have to try and turn off my notifications for. Can you hear that? Is that coming through on your end as well? It's not.
No.
Hopefully the end viewer is not hearing it also, because it's annoying me. Mute notifications. There we go.
I think going back to this idea of not wanting to get a reputation, I think that's why so much of the time you just put up with stuff that's happening around you. And I think as we're starting to get, I wouldn't say more kudos,
here we go.
As we're starting to gig more, and we're starting to see the positive feedback, I know I'm starting to think, hang on just a minute, I haven't got a rider, I haven't got any of this, but could you just not pump dry ice onto the stage whilst I'm singing, please?
Yeah. What about the gig that we did? We do a regular gig somewhere. Right? And we enjoy it. We do enjoy it. It is great.
An absolute riot.
But it's a small sort of outdoor area with shelter, but people can smoke out there.
Yeah. I mean, the last gig we did, we were really lucky. That front table was pretty quiet. But we've had it in the past where people are not even 2 meters away from us, just chonging away.
And you got a whole table full of smokers, cigarette smoke. Whoa, right in your face. I mean, that is one law I'm glad they passed a long time ago.
It's just a shame that you can still smoke outside, to be honest. I wouldn't even mind vaping, but just it's the actual cigarette smoke. For 2 hours.
You could feel it on your chest when you leave, then
yeah.
But the other thing is as well, I've noticed that I've had I've had this loads of times where I've been in a band and I've said, guys, I don't think I should do this gig tonight. Oh, we've got to do it. We
sold tickets. We got family members coming.
It's too late to cancel it. It's like, I haven't broken a string. My voice is breaking. A physical part of my anatomy is broken, and you want me to break it further for the sake of one show?
Yeah.
And I can count on one hand the number of shows I've cancelled in 15 years.
Yeah, me too. I've 2.
Yeah, same. Two. And I literally couldn't speak for those. And I had like laryngitis, I think, for the one. I think it might have been laryngitis both times that I cancelled, but I was really sick. And it was just, but even then, I'm on the phone to the person and I'm like, my name's Dave. I don't think I'm going to be able to sing tonight. And they're like, are you sure? Because we've got like 300 people coming out. I really genuinely can't fucking speak. I'm like, it's just, it's insane, because it's like, are you not listening? It's like,
I also think there's a lot of external pressure then that comes from the promoter. The promoter then saying, well, then we won't put you on again. If you can't turn up to this gig, we won't book you again.
Yeah, but also as well, it's like, I'm not going to get paid as well. I'm losing out also if I don't do this gig. So it's not just you. I'm losing out. and I want that money.
Yeah.
So I would much rather not cancel this gig. Any opportunity to gig, I want to take. I don't want to not do the gig. It's just dumb. It's just I think people see it as an excuse, and I don't think yeah, it's one of them. I just don't get it.
I think in certain situations though, like singers' ego comes into it. You think I don't want to disappoint.
Mhm.
We've got friends who are coming, family who are coming. We know lots of people who've booked tickets to come and see us, and
Yeah,
I don't want to be the reason that we're not playing this gig. So we'll just
yeah,
crack on, regards. Can you hear the dog going mad, or was that quite
yeah,
quiet?
yeah.
Oh, brilliant, good.
I can hear the dog. He's going nuts in the
All right,
background.
dog face.
Dog face. Even Miley calls him dog face and cat face. Yeah, so we had so yeah, it's a difficult one because I mean, how does a dog's bark not affect their voice?
Do you know what it does? If she really goes for it, her voice cuts out. She kind of goes, oh, 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 oh. Her
how,
voice
how,
cuts out.
how does it go?
And do that again, voice. Oh,
That sounded pretty good.
thank you.
But yeah, and again, it's like you explain it to the band, and it's just like they talk about it as if it's like changing a string.
Yeah. Oh, okay. All right. Can you really not do it?
You just take a lozenge, you'll be fine, man. Yeah. The other thing as well is writing songs. When you're writing songs with people, when we write songs together. We both know what each other's vocal range is, what key we both sit better in, etc. Although we did make a song recently that maybe didn't fit quite perfectly, but we'll change it. But at least we recognize that, and we will make the
Yeah.
changes. But again, been writing with bands in the past, and they'll come to you and they'll go, "Oh, this is my riff," and you go, "That's excellent. It's in the wrong key, but okay, it's a
Yeah.
lovely, it's a
Your singer,
lovely,
your singer won't
it's
be able to sing that.
it's a lovely riff." And you're
Yeah.
like, "Well, you're gonna have to change the key of it." It's like, "Well, no, it's got to be in this key because it sounds like," and I'm like, "Well, I can't sing to it then,
Yeah.
or I can, and it just won't sound as good."
Yeah. It's either going to be too high. Let me go and shut this door. This dog. Hang on.
But yeah, so I'll carry on. But yeah, it's rather annoying because you want to write a song. Hello, she's back. She's back. She's back. Just saying, you want to write a song that sounds at the best it can possibly sound. But if it's not written in the right key for you, then it's not going to sound the best it could possibly sound, is it? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just don't quite understand. I don't understand why people don't get that. Maybe they should maybe people need to do more research.
I think
But
maybe it's one of those things you need everyone to have a go at singing it.
yeah, also I think I worry about it more so because you see like famous singers, like you've seen Miley Cyrus in the past, her things that she was doing, eating, drinking, smoking, operation, I think on her throat, the polyps that she had
Yeah.
changed her voice dramatically.
Yeah.
Her voice went so much lower
Yeah.
because of it. Luckily, she still sounds great, but that could have been end of career.
Yeah.
Adele, she's got the right set of pipes on her, but something wasn't right, and maybe it was over gigging or whatever it might have been. But she nearly didn't sing again. Like she had to have
Yeah.
operations, and that's the thing that I just don't think a lot of people realize is it's a physical piece of anatomy,
Yeah.
not a musical instrument you purchase. Can't buy a new one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Singers, let us know in the comments section what you think about that. Whilst we're talking about that, our voices are feeling much better now.
Thankfully, it's been a while, isn't it?
Yeah, it's been a while, and just in time
Yes.
because
Woohoo!
we've got the biggest show of the Westlands, the Westlands existence, I suppose. We have our show in Blackpool, which is for the British Country Music Festival.
Yeah.
At Blackpool Winter Gardens in Blackpool. How excited, nervous, pooping your pants are you about this one?
Do you know what? I'm actually nervous. It's been a while since I've been nervous about a gig. I am actually quite nervous about this one because this is a country music audience who know what they like, and they're going to hear like
A
proper,
rock version of country.
Yeah, and a lot of the other people on the roster are pop and country acoustic versions of country, and we're going to come out and melt some faces, I think.
Yeah. See, the way we would describe our country music is we do have some country songs in there, but
Yeah,
we take elements of country, so things like the structure of the songs, the general sounds of the song, the riffs, a very southern kind of sound to them, like a sort of Texas southern rock kind of vibe. But lyrically and melodically, we pull from country music, so it's given us this country rock mix sound, hasn't it?
yeah,
Um, so we are with that sound. We've got the finals of the UK Country Music Awards to look forward to, which we're
yeah.
playing at. But I don't think we're going to sound a lot like most of the other bands that are playing.
No, I don't think we are.
But hasn't that been the case for every gig we've played at all year?
Yeah,
It's
absolutely.
I find it really funny because like we go into every gig going, "This is not our audience."
Coventry, when we played at HMV in Coventry.
HMV Institute was it, or Empire?
The session, Empire, yeah.
Well, that was like that was a heavy rock and metal crowd.
Proper. I mean, the headline band was proper, wasn't it? We were
Yeah.
like, we heard them sound check and both went, "Oh shit!"
And yet what we did went down really well. In fact, we was overwhelmed that night with
Yeah,
with the
bonkers.
feedback. It was bonkers. So
Yeah,
maybe this kind of country rock kind of vibe is maybe it's a guilty pleasure of many
think so.
that they
Yeah,
just don't like to admit to. Maybe I don't know. Everyone out there really is a Nickelback fan, or
yeah.
or Blackstone Cherry. They just
I'd be
don't.
quite. Do you know what? I'd be quite happy with a support slot for Nickelback.
Yeah, give me that tomorrow. Like, take that all day long.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, he's got a great voice as well. I don't understand. There's so much bashing of that band, and I still don't get it. They wrote loads of great songs.
Do you know? I think it was because they came out during the height of nu metal. I think that's why. I think they were up against like Linkin Park and Limp
Yeah,
Bizkit and Mudvayne and all those kind of bands.
yeah,
And they came out with
yeah,
"This is how you remind me," and everyone was like, "Nah, this is shit." But
yeah.
it's not.
It's not. No, it's a good
It's
song.
not. It's a cracking song.
Well, it was a good song because it was number one for ages.
Yeah, yeah.
So it's one of them. But yeah, so we've got that. It's the biggest gig of our band's existence.
Thus far, yes, it is.
Thus far, and then we've got another really cool one coming up a bit later in the
We
year
can't talk about that one yet.
for the awards ceremony. Oh yeah, we've got another one. Yeah, we've got a bunch of stuff. We're going to be releasing it all onto our social media page. So we're going to wrap this one up now, but get in touch in the comments section. Are you a singer? Do you have the same problems that we've just described? Do
Yeah,
you have an issue with people just being basically like, well, we've booked you, you've got to sing. How
yeah,
do you feel under pressure to play shows? And have you ever cancelled something huge? I'm yet to do that.
yeah. I don't. Do you know? I don't think I could. I think unless I had tonsillitis and I actually couldn't speak, we'd just have to stutter on through.
Here's a question for you.
Go on.
If we had a show, could not cancel, just couldn't, would you mind?
Oh, oh, that's such a great question.
You can't sing, you got no voice. Well, you've got a voice, but you can barely sing a note.
Shit.
Would you consider miming?
I don't think I could cope with the backlash from miming. Not now. I think an audience is so savvy.
Mate, they go mad if you use any, like, people don't understand. I had a conversation with someone the other day. This is how I hate the internet. Literally, I did a vocal, right, for something. I can't remember what it was, and it was on the internet. Literally, all I used was a compressor and reverb. And they went, "Oh, listen to the amount of auto tune on that." And I went, "No, A, I was just singing it in tune. B, that noise, that echoey noise you can hear is not auto tune." The amount of people that do not know what auto tune is
Yeah,
frightening. They think it fixes vocals,
yeah,
and it does to a degree. But if you've got a bad vocal, auto tune will make it worse.
yeah. And
We've
Melodyne will struggle entirely.
A Melodyne is the one that would fix a bad vocal, but you don't use Melodyne live. You use auto tune live, and
Yeah,
all auto tune is doing is fixing little flats and sharps. It's not for totally tuning the vocal. It's not what people think at all. It's just bonkers. But anyway, let us know what you think in the comment section. Vocalists only. Drummers,
We don't care.
you've got no say in this whatsoever. Unless you're a backing singer in your band. Okay. Who did that? Was it Arctic Monkeys? They had a singer, didn't they? That was he was a backing vocalist. He was pretty good. But yeah, you're not allowed to have a say if you don't sing. So please hit us up in the comment section. Thanks for watching. Keep an eye out on all our socials. We got tons and tons of stuff coming. We will be sharing all of that information on all of our channels. All right. Thank you very much, everybody.
Bye.
See you again soon. Bye.
Bye.